So today's sermon is titled, Hunger is the Best Pickle. This is a saying I grew up with, but I'm not sure that I thought that it was well known. But when I tested it with friends and family this week, most people had never heard it before. So I'll say it again. Hunger is the best pickle. This quote is attributable to Philly's own Benjamin Franklin. Back in his day, pickles were a common appetizer, a way to get you ready for the meal, for your appetite to be primed. Mr. Franklin was suggesting that the best way to get ready to eat, to get yourself excited for what is to come, is to be hungry for it. I love this saying because I love pickles, and also because it uses a common experience of being hungry to convey the message that absence, a void, makes filling it all the sweeter. Or in this case, the saltier, the brinier, the crunchier. Wanting something, even yearning for it, is the best way to ensure gratitude and satisfaction upon receiving it. I think that we are in the days of the pickle. We have lived with hunger for the past 15 months. We have lived with the void, with the absence for so long, and now we are in the days of eating, primed to experience life at its most seasoned, at its sweetest and its saltiest. And while pickles have a long shelf life, I predict this phase will pass us fast. I, for one, don't want to forget these moments. The moment when we hugged our parents for the first time without fear after a year. When we introduced our babies to friends after months inside. When we met our students in person. When we luxuriated in a meal prepared by someone else. I want us to be present to the wave of emotions that comes with this season of the pickle. The tears that spring forth unannounced at the bustle of city life come to life again. All around us are small miracles, small testaments to the revitalization of our lives. The camaraderie of dogs in the park, the sound of whistles and kids yelling during a soccer game. There will be so many feelings all mixed up at once. There will be happiness tinged with sadness. There will be anger colored by relief. There will be excitement bridled by caution. And I predict that this phase will pass us fast, and I want us to find ways to slow down and be present. It was a long and slow descent into the madness of the past 15 months, but it has been a zippy ride to this moment. I want us to find ways to cherish it, to hear the snap of the pickle between our teeth, and to enjoy the brine. I want us to be present to this season of the pickle because it will pass and life will settle into familiar patterns again. We humans can have short memories for hard times. How many of you have found yourself accidentally without a mask in the last few weeks? The garment we never went anywhere without, second nature for the last year, and all of a sudden we forget. In due time, we will find ourselves taking for granted the things that seem poignant in this season of novelty. Novelty of taking public transit and of inviting a friend over. We are social animals. We are meant to be close, to sit close and gossip and exchange stories, and the naturalness of it, the way we do it so easily, it can mean we forget just what a gift it is. We can forget how hungry we have been for this season of the pickle, how hungry we have been for a shared meal, a shared walk, a spontaneous hang, a hug. And if we don't remember the hunger for it, it won't taste as good. Right now in the chat, I want to invite you to type in something you don't want to forget from this time, something you were hungry for that tastes so good. Music together, singing together, hugging my grandmother, laughing with others in person, hugs, hosting people, being with friends, playing with my grandson, seeing smiles, yes, hugging grandkids, being with my husband, the feeling of meeting virtual friends in person, smiles, lots of people walking on Market Street, a hug from a student, spontaneous potluck with friends, having the time to reconnect with my friends and family, cooking for others, traveling freely, entertaining, holding a 1.5-year-old baby, authentic connection, the relief at risk loved ones being safe, living without fear and anxiety, the smell of a sweaty basement, a family get together, letting kids on the street pet my dog, courtesy at the supermarket. There are so many flooding in. I invite you to look into the chat, all of these things that we were hungry for, that we are relishing in this time. Just 2 weeks ago, Livia and I walked over to the University of Sciences campus to vote in the primaries. As we sat at a picnic table and ate our sandwiches, because you should never be hungry when you vote, there was a small outdoor event happening. There was a tent, kids milling about, a DJ playing music, some snacks being served, and all of a sudden the DJ called our attention to an event, the start of a performance, as about 12 kids in coordinated Black outfits assembled themselves. Livia and I braced. Were we about to be an unwitting audience to some cringe-worthy dance moves? And as the beat dropped and the kids started popping and locking, there was absolutely no cringing. We looked at each other and smiled. They were really good. They must have spanned the ages of 7 to 15, and they were giving it their all. So much heart, so much charisma. And as the crowd cheered and each took a turn freestyling, I found tears streaming down my face. What a gift to be sitting there in the early afternoon heat, being treated to a spontaneous performance by these talented kids whose vitality, whose energy just hit me with a massive ache. How good it was to be witness to life again. I was knocked sideways with gratitude. Hunger had made the best pickle. I've noticed in myself that my initial skepticism, that older mode of moving through the world, it has given way under the hunger of the last year. All the sharp edges of my irritation have been softened. I'm satisfied in ways I didn't know possible. Fireworks at night when I'm trying to sleep, I'm happy that folks have reason to celebrate. Friends who show up late to dinner, I'm happy just to see them. The guy at the deli who seems to be raising and slaughtering the turkeys himself before slicing them for me, I'm just glad to be in the store without feeling my pulse in my ear and the rush to get out. All around us, miracles are unfolding as we embrace the freedom that comes with vaccination. With the hard work of our lab techs and our bioengineers, from our nurses and our doctors and our convention center volunteers, our next door neighbors and our delivery people. All around us, miracles are unfolding, and we have been made aware of just how sacred they are. We are living in a season of joyful yes, after a long, protracted season of painful no. And to be sure, we are companioned by grief in this time, just as surely as we are companioned by joy. Grief that bubbles up all over our lives, over every life that was lost. Each a precious and invaluable gem that is now gone. Grief over what our children have missed out on, so many firsts, so many lasts. Grief in this way is the same thing as hunger. It can prime you for the upswing, for the way life moves on, and there will be sweetness again, saltiness again, and perhaps it will be a bit sharper, a bit more clarified, knowing what we've lost. But grief doesn't mean that you don't deserve joy. Grief does not mean we don't deserve reprieve from the pain, that we do not get to splay out fully in the miracle of being alive, coming out the other side. It can feel indulgent, selfish even, to take advantage of all that we can do now, all that we can be now. We can become conditioned to that place of rigidity. We can become conditioned to that place of fear, but now is a season for joy. The season of the pickle is a season of appreciation, a season of hard-fought release. The words of the Resistance Revival Chorus ring out. This joy, this strength, this love, this pride, this peace, the world didn't give us these things. The world didn't give us these things. They come to us from a transcendent place, a place beyond distinctions of deserving or undeserving. They come from a deeper place that calls us to pay attention in this season of the pickle, that calls us to name the miracles unfolding, to name the moments we don't want to take for granted. It comes from a place that insists we recognize the great honor, the great privilege, the great opportunity that has been granted us by being alive this day, and that it should be worth celebrating, worth taking big gulps of and exhaling loudly. It comes from a place that is expansive, that allows us to feel that joy, feel that peace that you are allowed to feel right now. That place, that deeper place, it is closer to the surface right now than it has been for a long time. It is in that tidal wave of emotions, that crush of gratitude and of novelty. Speak this to yourself until you know it is true, writes Dr. Ewing. Put a finger to my wrist or my temple and feel it. I am magic. This whole messy, lovely, true story of myself, all its good and bad and ugly things, all its scary things, which I would like to forget, beautiful things I would like to remember. Dr. Ewing wrote these words for kids living in prison, for those who know a thing or two about hunger, both physical and spiritual, to young people who know of deprivation and of yearning. Dr. Ewing's words are no less true for us now. They are a bittersweet reminder of the tangle of life these days, on the other side of deprivation and on the other side of hunger. And there are other words I'm thinking of too, the words of creative Morgan Harper Nichols, who writes, fully grieve your losses, and also let yourself feel the full weight of your joys. Give yourself permission these days to feel the full weight of your joys, as each day brings a menu of options from which to satiate our hunger. The full weight of these joys earned over months of isolation and yearning, the full weight of these joys can sit side by side with grief. Don't let them cancel each other out. To each emotion, a portion. In this season of the pickle, the bright, crisp, tangy crunch of life that we get to experience right now, that we get to experience together. Stay present to the joys. Stay present to the gratitude. May your hunger be satisfied, and may you know the great and humbling gift that it is to be alive. Blessed be, and amen.
Hi, I'm Reverend Hannah Capaldi.
And I'm Reverend Abby Tennis. We are the ministers at the First Unitarian Church of Philadelphia, where our mission is to awaken love and justice in our lives and in the world.
We're so grateful that you watched, and we hope that the sermon connected with your soul.
We also want to invite you to join us for a live worship service every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You can always find the link to that service on our website at www.philauu.org. In these services, you'll hear words like you've just heard, And you also get a chance to greet one another, pray together, sing together. And we even hold a virtual coffee hour after services to get a chance to greet some new and old friends.
If you want to support the mission of this community and you feel moved to give, you can do so by going to the website that Reverend Abby just mentioned. You can find that link below, or you can text 215-709-5095 and follow the prompts to give.
If someone in your life needs to hear these words today, we encourage you to share this video. And again, thank you so much for watching.
We hope to see you soon.